Marcella Travis, and I'm going to tell you a sick saint story today. And, excuse me, so he goes into this room and pause. So the priest goes into the dying man's room and he starts yelling at him. And he's like, "Get out! I don't want a priest here. Is this too much energy?" It is Christ in me who gives mercy to, is this right? Is this worth it? Thanks for listening, and God bless. Hi, my name's Marcella, and I'm going to tell you a really cool saint story. A priest is in a hospital, and he's walking through the hallways, and all of a sudden a nun stops him, and she says, "Father, can you please go into this man's room and hear his confession?" So the priest goes in, and he immediately is met by this dying man who just starts yelling at him to get out of his room. So the priest leaves, and he's met by the nun, and she tells the priest to go back in and try again. So he goes back in, and again the man starts yelling at the priest to get out. So he goes back out and he meets the sister again, the nun, and she tells him, "Please, Father, just try one more time." So the priest goes in and he tells the dying man, "I won't talk to you, I'll just sit in the corner and pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet by myself." So he starts praying the chaplet, and he's saying the words, "For the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. For the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world," over and over and over again. And the dying man just tells him finally to stop, and he doesn't think that God has mercy on him. And the priest asks the man why he thinks God wouldn't have mercy on him. So the dying man tells him this story, that he was in charge of putting those arms down to alert cars that a train was coming. He was working one night and he was drunk, so he didn't alert cars that a train was coming. And a family in their car came by, and a train came and hit and killed the whole family. He didn't think that God could forgive him for that. And as he's telling this story to the priest is just taken back, and he's like, "Whoa, wait, how many years ago do you say that happened?" And the dying man's like, 25, 30 years ago. And the priest is like, "My family died in a train accident 25 years ago." And they just both couldn't believe it. It was the priest's family who he killed. And the priest just starts thinking, how can I forgive this man? He killed my whole family. But then he thinks, it's Christ who we encounter in confession, and he wants to give us his mercy. God wants us to give us his mercy. It is when we are in our lowest that we receive God's mercy. So he finally decides that he can forgive this man. So he ends up hearing his confession. The priest leaves, and he goes and looks for the nun who told him to go into that room, and he wanted to thank her for encouraging him. So she's nowhere to be found, and the priest ends up leaving. And then a few months later, he's in a church in Poland, and he looks up at a picture, and he said, "That's the nun that told me to go back in that room and to help me forgive this man." The people who are with him are like laughing at him. They're like, "There's no way, like it couldn't have been her." He's like, "What? No, I promise it was her." And they're like, "No, that's Saint Faustina. There's no way. She's been dead for hundreds of years." And they were just all amazed. It was Saint Faustina who came and told that priest to go into that room to forgive that man, because he so desperately needed to be forgiven. Yeah, so I encourage all of you to go to confession and receive God's mercy, because it's there for you. Thanks for listening, and God bless.